Your husband is my father.
I am not here to cause a scene, but I am also not leaving until I speak with Ben.
You have been standing here for 20 minutes saying the same thing. Who are you to demand my husband's time at this hour?
I am the person he spent 23 years trying to forget, but as you can see, I didn't disappear just because he stopped looking.
Ben, come out here. There is a young woman at our gate who seems to think she has an appointment with your conscience.
Gloria, what is the... Natalie?
You remember my face? Or is it just the guilt that recognizes me?
You shouldn't be here, Natalie. This isn't the way to do this.
There is no way to do this, Mr. Ben. You didn't leave me a map or a phone number.
Natalie? You know her name? Ben, why do you look like you've just seen a ghost from a life you never told me you lived?
Gloria, please, go inside. I will handle this. It's a misunderstanding from a very long time ago.
A misunderstanding? Is that what you call a child? I am not a typo in your history book, Mr. Ben. I am the daughter you abandoned at the gate of your old life.
Daughter? Ben, tell me she is lying. Tell me right now that this girl is delusional.
It's complicated, Gloria. The past is never as simple as we want it to be.
It's very simple. You walked away when the responsibility got too heavy, and now I've brought all that weight back to your front door.
I don't know who is standing in front of me anymore, but I know it isn't the man I married. Now the only thing I'm looking for is the truth, and I want it before the sun goes down on this house.
Natalie, why now? After all these years of silence, why show up like this?
Silence wasn't my choice. It was yours. I waited for a letter, a birthday card, a sign that I wasn't just a mistake you wiped away.
Ben, you told me you had no children before we met. You told me your past was an open book.
I thought it was settled. Her mother and we had an agreement. I provided what was asked for at the time.
An agreement? You bought your way out of fatherhood. You sent checks to Aunt Emma and thought that cleared the debt of my existence.
You paid for her? You've been sending money to a child I never knew existed for 23 years?
Not for 23 years, Gloria. Just at the start. I thought they had moved on. I thought she had a life.
I do have a life, but it's a life built on a foundation of why and where is he.
You look at her, Ben. Really look at her. She has your eyes. How did you think you could hide a whole human being from your wife?
I was afraid. I didn't want to lose what we have. I didn't want the shame of my youth to poison our future.
Your shame is my reality. You hid me like a crime, but I am a person. I am your blood.
The man I know is honest. The man I know doesn't keep a daughter in the shadows while he plays the perfect husband in the light.
I am still that man, Gloria. I just made a mistake I didn't know how to fix.
You didn't try to fix it. You just waited for me to be old enough to be forgotten. But I don't forget.
Don't touch me. Don't even come near the bed.
Gloria, please. I was barely 20. I was a boy who panicked. I didn't know how to be a father.
You weren't a boy when you met me. You weren't a boy when we stood at the altar and promised to be truthful.
I wanted to tell you. Every time we talked about having our own children, it felt like a knife in my throat.
And yet, you swallowed that knife every single day. You watched me struggle with our own fertility and never once mentioned you already had a daughter.
Because I knew it would hurt you. I knew you would look at me exactly the way you are looking at me now.
No, you didn't want me to see the real you. You wanted the version of you that I loved, not the coward who ran from his first child.
I wasn't running. I was protecting the life we were building.
You weren't protecting us, Ben. You were protecting your reputation. You were protecting your comfort.
What do you want me to do? I can't go back to 1999 and change the past.
I want to know who else is in that past. Is there another daughter? Another wife? How many more people are going to show up at my gate?
There is no one else. Natalie is the only one.
The only one. As if one abandoned child isn't enough to break a marriage. Go sleep on the couch, Ben. I need to find the man I actually married, because he isn't in this room.
I wondered if you would eventually find your way to my door. Natalie has been restless for years.
Why didn't anyone tell me? You've known Ben for decades. You knew he was married to me.
It wasn't my secret to tell, Gloria. Ben made it very clear that he wanted a clean break. He wanted a new life where the old one didn't exist.
But Natalie existed. She wasn't an old life. She was a living, breathing girl.
Her mother was heartbroken, but she was proud. She didn't want to force a man to be a father if he had no heart for it.
Did he ever visit? Even once.
When she was a baby, he came. He looked at her and cried. But then he walked out that door and the checks started coming instead of the father.
He told me he was an only child of his past. He crafted a whole identity based on being a, quote, self-made man with no baggage.
We all have baggage, Gloria. Some of us just have bigger closets to hide it in.
Natalie she seems so hurt, but so composed.
She's had to be. When you grow up knowing you're the secret someone is ashamed of, you learn to stand very still so you don't break.
I feel like I've been living in a house made of glass, and Natalie just threw the first stone.
The glass was already cracked, dear. She just made it so you couldn't ignore the light coming through the holes.
I don't know if I can forgive him for the silence. The silence is worse than the act itself.
Then you have to ask yourself if you love the man or the image he sold you.
I spoke to Emma. She told me everything. About the baby photos you saw and the door you walked out of.
Gloria, I was terrified. I had nothing. I thought she would be better off without a father who was a failure.
So you decided to be a failure as a father by choice instead of by circumstance?
That's harsh. I made sure she was taken care of. I worked 3 jobs back then, just to send that money.
Money is the easy way out, Ben. Money doesn't tuck a child in. Money doesn't answer the question of why her father doesn't want to see her face.
I thought if I stayed away, she would bond with someone else. A stepfather. Someone better than me.
You didn't give her that choice. You didn't give me the choice to know who I was building a life with.
Are you gonna leave me? Is that where this is going?
I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure out who me is in this equation. Am I the wife or just the latest person you're lying to?
I have never lied about my love for you.
Love without truth is just a nice story, Ben. And I am tired of fiction.
I will do whatever it takes. I'll tell her everything. I'll make it right.
You can't make it right. You can only make it honest. And right now, honesty is the only thing that might save your soul. Because it's too late to save my peace of mind.
I just wanted to be the man you thought I was.
I wish you had just been the man you actually are. At least then I would have known who I was standing next to.
You have a beautiful home. It's exactly how I imagined it would be. Quiet, perfect.
It's not perfect today.
I didn't come here to ruin your life, Gloria. I know you didn't know. I could see it in your eyes at the gate.
Why did you wait until now? 23 is a long time to hold a secret.
I didn't hold it. I lived it. Every school play, every graduation, every time I had to fill out a form that asked for father's name.
Did you ever try to call him before?
I called his old office once when I was 16. I hung up the moment he answered. His voice sounded so professional, like he had everything under control.
He's a man who thrives on control. He hates messes. I suppose to him, you were a mess.
Is that what I am? A mistake that needs to be cleaned up?
No, you're not. Truth is never a mess, it's just uncomfortable.
My mother died last year. Before she went, she told me I didn't owe him my silence anymore. She said his debt wasn't to her, it was to me.
I'm sorry about your mother. Ben never mentioned her, of course.
She was a good woman. She never spoke ill of him. She just said he was a man who was afraid of his own shadow.
I'm starting to see that shadow now. It's a lot larger than I thought.
I don't want his money, Gloria. I don't even know if I want his love. I just wanted him to have to look at me and acknowledge that I exist.
I'm sure he is now. We're both looking.
You ordered the same thing your mother used to like. The spicy pasta.
Aunt Emma told me that's how you met. In a cafe, arguing over the last serving of it.
It feels like 1,000 years ago. I was a different person then.
Were you? Or were you just a person who hadn't learned how to hide yet?
Natalie, I know saying I'm sorry is like trying to put out a forest fire with a cup of water.
Then don't say it. Just tell me why. Why didn't you ever come back after that last visit?
I saw you in that crib. You looked so much like me, and it hit me that I had no idea how to protect you. I was broke, I was angry at the world, and I thought I would only poison your life.
So you thought the cure for poison was absence. You thought I'd be better off wondering why I wasn't worth a Sunday afternoon visit?
I convinced myself that you'd forget me, that some other man would step in and be the father I couldn't be.
No one else stepped in. It was just me, Mom, and a lot of questions that had your name on them.
I've watched you from a distance. I followed your social media. I saw when you graduated university.
You watched? You sat behind a screen and watched my life happen without being part of it? That's not being a father. That's being a spectator.
I was proud of you. I am proud of you.
You don't get to be proud of a harvest you didn't plant, Mr. Ben. You don't get to claim the end result when you ran away from the work.
I know. I have no right.
I've spent the last 3 hours scrubbing the tiles in the guest bathroom because I couldn't stand the feeling of my own skin, and yet the house still feels like it's covered in your secrets.
I told her I was at the graduation. I thought it would show her that I cared enough to at least be in the room.
You were a tourist at your daughter's milestone, Ben. You stood in the back like a stranger watching a play, and you think that counts as a fatherly gesture? It makes you a voyeur, not a parent.
I didn't want to cause a scene. Her mother was there. Her friends were there. How was I supposed to explain who I was after 18 years of being a name on a bank statement?
You explain it by having the courage to be humiliated. You explain it by letting the world see that you failed and that you're trying to fix it. But you don't do humiliation, do you? You only do image.
I'm doing it now. I'm standing here being ripped apart by you, and I'm taking it because I know I deserve it.
You're not taking it, Ben. You're waiting for it to be over. You're waiting for me to get tired of being angry so we can go back to our scheduled programming. But the signal is dead. The perfect Ben and Gloria show has been canceled.
So what is left? If the image is gone and the trust is gone, what are we doing in this room together?
I'm waiting to see if you can look at Natalie without thinking about how she affects your reputation.
I love her. In my own way, I've always loved her.
Don't you dare use that word. Love is a verb, Ben. It's an action. It's showing up when it's inconvenient. It's being there when you're broke and scared. What you had was a preference for her well-being, as long as it didn't cost you your comfort.
I will spend the rest of my life making it up to her.
You don't have the rest of your life. You have right now. And right now, you look like a man who is still looking for the nearest exit.
You've always been good at math, Ben. You could calculate the margin on a deal before the other side even opened their mouth. But you forgot that life doesn't work on a ledger.
I made sure she was educated. I made sure she had a roof over her head. Is that not what a man is supposed to do?
That is what a provider does. A man does more. A man provides a name that a child is proud to whisper when they are scared. You provided a name that she had to hide like a stolen secret.
I was trying to protect my marriage. Gloria is my world.
You didn't protect your marriage. You put it in a cage. You built a world for Gloria that was missing the most important piece, the truth of who her husband is. How can she love you if she doesn't even know you?
She knows the man I am today.
No, she knows the man you've been pretending to be. The man you are today is a man who is currently hiding from his daughter and
I don't know how to talk to her. She's so articulate, so sharp. She looks at me and sees right through the suit and the car.
that's because she was raised by the reality you ran away from. She doesn't care about your suit, Ben. She cares about the 23 years of goodnight she never heard.
If I go back there and tell the whole truth, the ugly parts, the parts where I hoped they would just go away, Gloria will never forgive me.
Forgiveness isn't your job. Your job is the truth. If you lose Gloria because you were finally honest, then you've lost her for the right reasons. But if you lose her because you kept lying, you'll never find yourself again.
I'm afraid of being alone.
You've been alone for 23 years, Ben. You just had a wife in the room to keep you company. It's time to stop being a ghost.
I asked Uncle Joseph to be here because I need a witness to the end of my lies. I've been a man of half-truths and strategic silences, but today that stops.
We're listening, Ben, though I suspect we've heard the best parts already.
The worst part isn't that I left. The worst part is that I was relieved. When I drove away from that birthday party, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. I felt free to be the successful man I wanted to be.
You felt free? While I was blowing out candles, wondering why my father's car was idling at the end of the street but never turned into the driveway?
Yes. And that is the most disgusting thing I've ever had to admit. I valued my own freedom over your heart. I chose my career over your childhood because I was a small, selfish man who thought money could replace a soul.
And what about us, Ben? What about the honesty you promised me on our wedding day?
I lied to you because I knew if you saw the man who could abandon his own child, you would never have let me touch your hand, let alone marry you. I stole 15 years of your life by pretending to be someone I'm not.
It takes a lot of breath to say that, Ben. Now keep breathing.
I didn't come here for your inheritance. I didn't come here to be Natalie the daughter. I came here to be Natalie the truth. I wanted to see if you were still that man in the car, ready to put it in reverse the moment things got real.
I'm not driving away this time, Natalie. I'm standing right here. You can say whatever you need to say. You can hate me, you can yell at me, but I am not moving.
I don't even know if I can stay in this house with the real you, Ben. The man you just described is someone I would have crossed the street to avoid.
I know. And that is the price I have to pay. I've spent 20 years trying to avoid your judgment, Gloria. But I realize now that your judgment is the only thing that's actually real in this room.
I don't want to yell at you. I just want you to admit that I wasn't a mistake. I was a choice you made every single day when you didn't pick up the phone.
You weren't a mistake. You were the best thing I ever did, and the worst thing I ever handled.
Get out, Ben, I mean it. I can't look at that closet full of your suits without thinking about the relief you felt driving away from a 5-year-old.
Gloria, I'm trying to be the man you wanted. I'm being honest.
You're being honest because you're trapped. You're being honest because the perfect Ben mask has been shattered and you have nothing else to wear.
I love you more than anything in this world.
Then you should have loved me enough to let me decide if I wanted to marry a man with a hidden family. You took my choice away. You took my agency. You turned me into an accomplice in your neglect.
How are you an accomplice? You didn't know.
Every time I praised your character, every time I told people what a good man you were, I was lying for you. I was a billboard for a product that was defective. I feel used, Ben. I feel like a prop in your successful life play.
What can I do to fix it? Just tell me.
You can't fix it. You can only endure it. You can stay in that hallway and listen to me cry. And you can realize that you can't commission your way out of this heartbreak.
I'm not leaving. I'll sit on the floor right here.
Then sit there. Sit in the dark and think about all the times Natalie sat in the dark wondering about you. Maybe then you'll understand why sorry is such a pathetic little word.
Ben, you've spent a lot of time talking about your intentions. Let's talk about the impact. Gloria, what is the impact of Ben's honesty on you today?
The impact is that I feel like I'm mourning a husband who is still alive. The man I loved was an honest, transparent, family-oriented man. That man never existed. He was a character Ben played.
I wasn't playing a character. The love I have for you is the most real thing I've ever felt.
Ben, can you see why Gloria feels that your love was a performance? If you hide the parts of yourself you think are unlovable, you aren't giving her the chance to love the whole person. You're giving her a curated version.
I was scared. I've been scared my whole life that people would see the real me, the poor kid with the broken family, and walk away.
I would have walked with you, Ben. If you had told me about Natalie when we were dating, We would have gone to see her together. We would have brought her into our lives. You're the one who decided I wasn't capable of that.
I see that now. I see that my fear of losing you is exactly what ended up losing you.
Remorse isn't about making yourself feel better, Ben. It's about creating safety for the person you hurt. How are you creating safety for Gloria right now?
By not making excuses. By admitting that I was a coward. By letting her be as angry as she needs to be without trying to fix her mood.
It's a start. But don't think for a second that a few sessions in this room are going to erase 15 years of calculated silence.
You look tired. The man of the year doesn't usually have bags under his eyes.
The man of the year was a lie. I'm just a man who's trying to figure out how to be a father to a woman who doesn't need one anymore.
I don't need a father to pay my bills or tell me to go to bed. I needed a father to show me how a man is supposed to treat the people he loves.
And I showed you the exact opposite. I showed you that the people you love are disposable if they get in the way of your progress.
Exactly. So why should I believe you now? Why should I believe that you won't disappear again the next time things get complicated?
Because I have nothing left to lose, Natalie. The perfect life is gone. Gloria knows. My friends know. The secret is out, and it's the most liberating thing that's ever happened to me.
So my pain is your liberation? Must be nice to finally be free.
That's not what I meant. I mean that I can finally stop running. I can finally just be Ben. And Ben wants to know his daughter. Not because of a fund, but because I want to know who you are.
I'm someone who survived without you. That's who I am. I'm strong, I'm independent, and I'm very, very skeptical of men who make big promises.
Good. You should be skeptical. I don't want you to trust me today. I want you to watch me. Watch me show up. Watch me stay.
I've been watching you for 23 years, Ben. I'm just finally seeing you clearly.
I've spent the afternoon looking at the trust documents. Natalie, I want to change the terms. I want to make sure you have a seat at the table, literally and legally.
I don't want a seat at your table if it's just another way for you to feel better about yourself.
It's not about him feeling better, Natalie. It's about justice. It's about returning what was stolen.
And what about you, Gloria? Why are you still here?
Because I believe in redemption, even when it's ugly. And because I want to make sure he doesn't fail you again. Consider me the compliance officer of this family.
I'm okay with that. I need someone to hold the mirror up to my face.
I'll come for dinner. But I'm not calling you Dad. Not yet. Maybe not ever.
I'll settle for Ben. I'll settle for any name that means I'm allowed to be in the room.
We're going to be a different kind of family. One that doesn't look good on a Christmas card, but one that actually speaks the truth.
I can live with that. Truth is a lot more interesting than perfection anyway.
Pour us some wine, Ben. And try not to look like you're waiting for an explosion.
I'm just trying to remember the last time I felt this. Quiet. Inside my head, I mean.
It's called a conscience, Mr. Ben. It's a bit noisy at first, but you get used to it.
We still have a long way to go. I still wake up in the morning and remember the lie before I remember your face.
I know, and I'll wait for as long as it takes for that to change.
The salad is good. My mother always said you were a terrible cook, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
I've had 15 years of practice trying to impress Gloria. I guess some of it stuck.
We aren't building on a buried past anymore. We're building on the ruins. It's messy, and it's painful, but at least the ground is solid.
To the truth, as uncomfortable as it is.
To the truth.
Let's just eat. We've done enough talking for one lifetime.
Agreed. Let's just be here. Together. For real this time.